find a place to rest my weary bones. Then on this beautiful island where there's so much to see, every corner I turn there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it.
Greetings, Grenada, Carriacou, Pidimonic, and the world. This is another Mikey Live program. I'd like to welcome everyone to this Mikey Live program, man. Folks, it is the good, it is the bad, and it is the Mikey. Now listen to me, people. Those of you who are on Facebook who have not yet shared the program, I'd like to encourage you to do so right now. You know what? When you share the program, other people get to see the business. Other people get to see what's going on. So don't waste no time. Share the business. It's not hard. You hit the share button right there on your screen. It's not going to interrupt your stream, all right? So you share the program and you're good to go. All right? That's all we ask of you, to share the business. There are folks who are viewing via YouTube. We'd like to say welcome to all our YouTube viewers. We appreciate you all the time. All right, folks, so we're ready for them. We also would like to welcome the folks now joining us on WPG10, that's cable TV channels 10 and 11. All right, we appreciate your company as well, folks. Let us take a look at what's making the headlines tonight. Home of elderly couple invaded by cutlass wielding man. We'll tell you about that as well. The Ministry of Health denies knowledge of strike action at the Crucial Medical Station. Now, $2 million worth of marijuana destroyed by police in Carriacou. We'll tell you more about that, and the Spice Boys to play their final match on the CONCACAF Nations League. We'll tell you about that in a moment as well. Pure Grenada Cup launched today. Grenville Sex Woes. We're going to tell you about that as well. Marijuana business in St. Lucia. That too we'll tell you about. Darren Sammy grants a cancer child's wish. We'll tell you about that. That's cricketer Darren Sammy. Man grabbed granny's butt on Carnival Tuesday, and he, for doing that, has been sentenced to prison. And we're talking about Trinidad and Tobago. So we have that and more to tell you about. Sam Smith say he's neither a man nor woman. You know, he's me. He's him. We're going to talk, if time permits, about that as well. So folks, we have a packed program for us tonight. I'd like to welcome you again to the program, reminding you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and the Colombian Emirates International and WPG10. You know, when we come back, is real news in Olilililo. Now, by the way, I'd like to say hello to the people out in Grenville. You know, I went to a funeral, the funeral service of fellow media practitioner Selwyn Noel. His mother was laid to rest today. It was an interesting experience, you know. All the people who were there talking about that, they view the program and stuff like that. Every granny in every corner in Grenville does watch Mikey Live on WPG10, you know. And some of them say they does watch on Facebook too, you know. So I want to big up all the elderly citizens of the country right now. Folks, we take a break and we will be right back. When we return, it's real news in Olilililo. Stay tuned.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world. We can't wait for Carnival
gal, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the tongue. That is how we are with fun. Ooh, ooh yeah, ooh, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like it with spice mass. Ooh, ooh yeah, ooh. Grenada and Funny, they can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. Oh, you come. Split the rum, bring the gal. They can't. Get in your section, get in your direction. Get in your section, get in your direction. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Get in your section.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Trying to get fit for 2019? Then start your journey to fitness with Quartz. Buy any Marcy or Land Ranger gym equipment for $4.99 and over from now until March 31st and enter for your chance to win your purchase free. Shop now and pay nothing until Easter 2019. Your journey to fitness begins with Quartz. Visit us today for your gym equipment and enter to win. Quartz, bringing value home.
Yeah, man, and Coach is always, people, bringing value home. Again, we'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's program. Now, the first thing that we have to tell all you about, but we want to give all you a little update, you know, in terms of the results from the matches played on Monday, 18th March in the GCIC cricket tournament. Game 1 featured SGU Knights versus Office Pros. Office Pros scored 126 runs for 9 wickets in 15 overs. And the second innings, the SU Knights, they scored 106 runs, 11 out in 11. Sorry, that's all out, sorry, in 11 overs. In game 2, we had Creative Design versus Independence Agencies. And, well, Creative Designs, they made 198 for 4 in 15 overs. And the IAL made 203 for 4 in 13.3 overs. Congratulations to you guys, all right? Latouche Interior versus Port Authority. Latouche Interior scored 207 and the Port Authority 100. And we want to say congratulations to the winners. Now, folks, the Grenada Senior Men's National Football Team leaves the state today and tomorrow, all right? And that is to play Puerto Rico on home soil in their final match of the CONCACAF Nations League. Now, the Spice Boys will come up against Puerto Rico on Sunday, 24th March 2019. The 23-man squad is coached by Shalway Joseph, and he is anticipating a great game. Now, the team has a mixture of both local and overseas-based players, and Joseph believes that they have what it takes to come out victorious. The full squad reads Jason Belfon, Jeremy Richardson, Shamel Lewison, Leon St. John, Kimron Marshall, Chad Mark, Aaron Pear, Siobhan John Brown, Ricky Modest, Sadrell Lewis, Kennedy Hinkson, Stefan Abraham, Lemoy Augustin, Mikhail Ganes, Irvin Smith, Arthur Patterson, Romar Frank, Garth Thomas, Kwasim Theodore, Craig Noel McLeod, Alexander McQueen, Antonio German, and Jamal Ray Charles. Let us all congratulate the men and wish them all the best. Folks, today was no ordinary day. You know what it had? It was a launch today of the Pure Grenada Cup. Now the launch took place at the Grenada, the GFA conference room today, and it was represented by, you know, many of the players, the coaches, and the corporate community and media professionals. 8 teams are to participate in GFA's second annual Pure Grenada Cup, and it begins on the 6th of April. Now, 23 different players will represent each of Grenada's 6 parishes, along with a team from Carriacou and now the under-23 boys team. The event, which was considered a failure last year, has been rejuvenated with the participation and partnership of now Managing Director of the Pure Grenada Cup, Mr. Wayne Wagiti Redhead. Now at today's launch, just one second here. Yes, so at today's launch of the competition, Mr. Redhead said that despite last year's failure, they came together and decided to proceed. He adds that based on the success of the Wayne Wagiti Super Knockout tournament, he honestly believes that they are capable of turning around the Pure Grenada Cup. The committee have placed a $450,000 budget on the competition, with $150,000 coming from the GFA and the rest from Megaforce Promotions. Wagiti says that if your product is good, people will come out and play, as they have made major improvements in an attempt to draw the public's interest to the competition. Now, one of the changes of the competition will be the grouping of the 8 teams into 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Now, for Group A, we have St. Patrick Crown City Strikers, St. George's Royal Cannons, Carriacou Stingrays, and St. John Dolphin. For Group B, St. Andrew Big Parish Stars, St. David Top Strikers, St. Mark Western Stars, and Young Gunners under 23. Now, each team will play 3 matches, with the top 2 teams playing in the semi-final and will receive $2,500 for each game played. There will be $60,000 to be shared among the top 3 teams, with the winner to receive $30,000. Now, the cup will run for 6 weeks, with games to be played at the National Stadium, Cuthbert Peters Park, Fawn Plain Field, Victoria Park, and the Gaming Carriacou. The 2 opening games will feature Crown City Strikers versus St. John Dolphins in Group A, and St. Andrew Big Parish Stars versus St. Mark Western Stars in Group B. The opener will also see performances by the top 3 artists from the groovy section of the International Soca Monarch in Trinidad. $25 for bleachers and $20 for the main stand. All the fine. Give them a clap now. The thing look like it go nice. Well, we go wait and see, alright? Alright, so Grenville Sec woes. I just wanted to briefly talk about that, and we are going to elaborate more on this in the National Report segment of the program. But a post surfaced on the social media page of the Grenville Secondary School. It reads, "Present situation at Grenville Secondary School. They had a all day yesterday, and for the past weekend, not a single pipe was installed. The main plumber was not even seen on the plant. The students, neither staff, has any washrooms to use for yet another day. So parents, this is our situation as of this Tuesday morning." Now, we have since inquired about this, and they are saying that the workmen encountered some challenges while working on the site. Again, it will be elaborated by the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Education on the National Report. That's a little bit later on in the program. But he said that in terms of school tomorrow, due to the fact that there will be the secondary school games happening tomorrow, the students will go directly there. They're asking the students to go directly there so that work can commence on the compound of the school, right, with regards to the pipes. Again, you will find out more on tonight's National Report. The home of an elderly couple invaded by a cutlass-wielding man. Of course, this is not something that happens all the time, but of course, we still need to tell you about it. It is a rare incident, yet, I mean, it doesn't look good for us, but we have to talk about it. There's an elderly couple who could count their blessings and luck today. A couple from Tillery's in St. Andrew. According to sources, this is the third time the couple's home has been invaded by the same man who they say is allegedly mentally ill. What we understand is that the young man once worked for the couple, who was later dismissed from his responsibility there. In other words, he was fired from the job. And since then, he has been terrorizing the couple. Folks, according to our source, last night, the man come in with a cutlass and chop up them people's place. Big stone, all kind of thing. Terrorize the couple, cut up them. I ain't making it up. I ain't making it up. You understand, people? At least we're not telling you about a couple who was been brutalized and all this. Listen, somehow them people, they alive. Do you understand? They're alive. But look trouble. Look trouble. Everything cut up. Big stone. Look. I ain't making it up. Cut up all them people TV and thing, you know, people. Never hear that yet. You understand? So, there are concerned citizens, in particular one concerned citizen who wants the police to keep a close eye on this, as we could have been telling a different story today. The concerned citizen says that although the couple wasn't harmed, they don't know what's going to happen next. And it wants the authorities to take this serious. They say they are not satisfied, and I don't want to really go into details about our business. You know what I mean? They say they are not convinced that the police did everything that they could have to protect the couple and to come to their aid. That's the opinion of those who share the information with us. You understand? You know? So people, we're telling all about the business because they want us to share it so that the authorities can take the matter seriously. They say this is the third time. You understand? And we don't know what could happen next. Tillery's, St. Andrew, all you check out the business. You know what I mean? Police did show up on the scene and thing like that. You know? Okay, when we do the check and thing, yes, police did show up and thing like that. Alright? Good. Let me leave that one day. We talk about it. Alright. We don't want to talk about it again. You know what I mean? Cut up them people do one thing. You know what I mean? Cut up them people do one thing. Mr. Commissioner of Police. All you watch big stone and cut that something and then people place. That could have go real different. You know what I mean? That could have go real different. And listen, that is not even all the pictures look like. How you sleeping in a house? What did? How you sleeping in that place after that? Let me leave that there. Third time. Anyway, let you go. Oh yeah. The next thing that we have to tell all your boy, the Ministry of Health denies any knowledge of any strike action at the Koshu Medical Station. Now, what is that? The nurses at the Koshu Medical Station withheld their labor this morning, boy. They say they're fed up. They're feeling sick and then kind of business and things. So when they go to work this morning and they realize what a modern floor, they say nothing so. It's been reported that they have been complaining since 2007 about molding and things in the building, and the building is not being conducive for them to work and then kind of business for them to do the business. You know what I mean? So they say they had it. We get a call this morning, boy. That, yo, protest action and thing. Now, according to Rachel Roberts, who is the newly re-elected president of the Public Workers Union, now she said that even the moves that they have made, because let me tell all you, they have made immediate remedial moves. and we'll tell you about it in a moment, right? They say even the move that the ministry have made now in response to the protesting nurses, that too doesn't seem to be a solution to the problem. Now, we spoke to the public relations officer, we'll tell you about the move just now, at the Ministry of Health for an update on the matter, because it happened this morning. So we say by this afternoon, we want an update on the business. We spoke to Mr. Kevin Frederick, who told us this.
Well, okay, so the update as we speak is that, as promised, the ministry did an assessment. I would call it a comprehensive analysis now as to what are the real issues up at Crochon Medical. Our team, led by Ministry of Health personnel, had included the Chief Community Health Nurse. It have also included an engineer representing the Ministry of Communication and Work. We had someone from the Bureau of Standards. We had Vector Control in the person of Mr. Andrew visiting that facility and doing the assessment and so on. So it was a comprehensive walkthrough again this morning along with the nurses from up there. So that was done because I had said so this morning that this was going to happen, and we actually wanted to make sure that it had followed through. As it relates to any reports of protest action, we cannot, as a ministry, verify that because no official report came to us saying that there was a protest ongoing or nurses were taking any form of industrial action. What I can safely say though here is that it appears as if they are telling some members of their media one thing and they are telling us something completely different. But when we spoke with them officially this morning, they never hinted that they were taking any form of protest action.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Frederick. Now, Frederick said that they have taken immediate steps to relocate services from the Crochon Medical Station to St. David. Now, he's saying that following the conversations that they would have had with the nurses and so on, they decided that this was the best course of action at this point in time.
In addition to that, our PS and so on spoke with them directly, and instructions were given to redirect services at the St. David's Health Center, right? That is nursing services, medical services, meaning the DMO, as well as pharmaceutical services from the pharmacy. So all of them, and I should also point out that this morning, when that decision was taken, the chief pharmacist, Ms. Ellen Gabriel, Dr. Francis Martin, who is the senior medical officer with responsibility for community health and manages all of our DMOs, Nurse Francis, who is our chief community health nurse, the chief nursing officer, who is Ms. Nesta Edwards, our chief health planner, Ms. Camille St. Louis, our PS, as well as environmental health. They were all part of that initial meeting this morning when the decision was taken. And Mikey, there is proof here that the conversation was held in the presence and hearing of everyone here, and there were no indications, absolutely none, no single report of any form of protest action. So to actually say that we know that would be totally false. However, I think the bigger picture here is what the ministry is doing, and what we are doing here is that we are concerned about the health, safety, and well-being not only of our staff but as well as our clients, because we are all about services delivery. So we did that, and hence the reason why the instructions were given to redirect services to the St. David's Health Center.
just to make sure that everyone is on the same page, and we ask Mr. Frederick, what do they understand the concerns of the nurses to be? Because we want to be thorough and not take things for granted. And this was his response.
Well, as far as we know, the issue that came up was that of some mold issue, right? And that was addressed this morning, as I told you earlier. Hence the reason why our team, which also it involves independent stakeholders from the Grenada Bureau of Standards, hence the reason why they joined the team here to go up there physically this morning and conduct the assessment. I can also tell you that the physical integrity of the facility, that they had no problems or no questions with that. So as we know, mold sometimes would grow maybe, because of excess moisture and so on. But we said, okay, instead of we rushing and do a quick fix, it is better that, we look at everything in its entirety and address it, because we are all about services, and so in giving services to the public, we also have to make sure that our healthcare providers, that they are well. So in doing that, we made it a two-pronged approach. One is about staff, and the other is importantly about clients.
Thank you very much, Mr. Frederick. We also would like to say thank you for always making yourself available for comment on matters that interest the public with regards to the health sector. Folks, we are moving on. And so the next story I want to tell you about, I want to drink some water because I might pass out. All right, hold on. Let me have my water there. Glass of water and a glass of Coke. It depends on the severity of the problem. We go drink one or the other. The next story that we are about to tell you is that $2 million worth of marijuana was destroyed in Carriacou today. I ain't making it up. $2 million worth of marijuana destroyed in Carriacou today. So what we are going to do is head up to Carriacou for an update on that business, and we will join our correspondent there, Mr. Kendall Mark, who's going to tell us about this.
Approximately 1,000 pounds of compressed marijuana with an estimated street value of over $2 million was destroyed by officers from the Northern District. The drug was confiscated over a 4 to 5 year period. Officer in charge of the Carriacou Police Station, ASP Richard Langdon, spoke of the operation.
Drugs have been accumulated within the Northern District for the past 4 to 5 years, and as mandated by the Commissioner, after a period of time, these drugs are to be. Of course, you have to seek the Commissioner's permission and also the consent from the magistrate before these drugs are being destroyed. So we have the officers within the district, we have the magistrate present here with us, we have the prosecutors, the inspectors and other officers assisting in destroying these drugs.
ASP Langdon says they'll be going all out to put a dent in the illegal drug trade, especially within the Northern District.
The drug trade is a no-no, and officers of the Northern District and by extension the RGPF is saying no to drugs. And we're going all out to ensure that we put a dent and a serious dent in the drug trade, especially within the Northern District. And that's our mandate, to put a dent in drug transshipment and drug trafficking within Carriacou and Piedimonte.
The drugs were destroyed in the presence of Magistrate Teddy St. Louis. From the site of where over $2 million worth of compressed marijuana is being destroyed, I am Kendall Gill with this special report.
And here we go. Disclaimer, let me give you a disclaimer. I would never smoke marijuana. I would never smoke anything. Smoking is against the law. marijuana is against the law, and maybe it should always be. But understand this. When you speak of marijuana, you speak of a value. And anything they teach you in school, anything that you put a dollar value to, has some form of worth, merit. This is 2019. We're talking about how much money we're gonna bail out Liat. Them teachers begging for the money, shutting down the schools. You know what I mean? Them nurses and them, they can't go anything because mole. You know what I mean? I never hear that yet. And by the way, we ain't talking about the police, we're talking about the system. The system. The systematic retardation. The foolishness that we are practicing here in Grenada, excuse me language, we backward bad. Like donkey, how did I say the thing? Donkey hoof? I mean, like seriously? So listen to the irony of the business, right? I am simply saying, let's keep the thing for another 5 minutes. Okay? Keep the thing for another 5 minutes, because soon, whether we like it or not, we will have to decriminalize marijuana. That happening within the next 2 years. And I'm putting it as a stretch to say 2 years, right? That happening just now. Okay? So let's delay that kind of process. Okay? Let's delay that, hold the thing there still, so then when it's decriminalized and we organize, we think that we could export the thing to whoever we want to, take the money and feed them poor people on the street. Feed all them people and them granny and them who they out in the street selling mint and not in tongue. You know what I mean? We could listen, but what? So anyway, again, listen to the irony of this. Today, Grenada is reporting that they have destroyed $2 million worth of marijuana. Okay? And today, St. Lucia is saying that, hey, we are pushing full speed ahead to decriminalize marijuana. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the same thing. Antigua and Barbuda, the same thing. And you know what Grenada doing? They're still preaching marble. I never hear that yet. We ain't talking about the police. We ain't talking about no individual. We're talking about the system. The business of marijuana is booming. Caribbean islands are seeing that. The bigger world is seeing that. And so they are taking action while Grenada sit down and play marble. Here's a report from St. Lucia today.
In an interview last week with the Star newspaper, Prime Minister Alan Chasney, in an apparent reference to a meeting with the cannabis movement before Christmas 2018, said an agreement was reached on the issue of decriminalizing marijuana. The St. Lucia Prime Minister described the discussions with the marijuana lobby as, quote, good meetings, unquote. He said that his administration is in conversation with potential investors regarding the cultivation of marijuana for medicinal purposes. Chairman of the cannabis movement, Andre De Caries, says there are several financially beneficial facets to the marijuana industry.
They actually extract oils from the vegetative material of the plant, and those oils can be broken down and reconfigured in recipes to target certain ailments. So there's the oil extraction part of it, and then there's the actual development of pharmaceuticals that would be for export. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry we're talking about.
Prime Minister Chasney sounded a note of caution, stating that despite the promise of marijuana cultivation in St. Lucia, more developed countries could easily outmatch our production levels. He says though his administration is moving forward on this matter of decriminalization of marijuana, there are still outstanding concerns to be addressed. Prospective cultivators of marijuana met last week to begin the formalization of the cooperative.
Having the cooperative, we want to get into contractual arrangements with the investors. So we're not being paid labor wages, we're being paid for our product. And then the people who grow the product can now pay laborers and hopefully pay them a decent wage.
Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Antigua have made marijuana legal. The cannabis movement is seeking to place the marijuana industry on a solid footing by ensuring that locals play a significant role in the industry and do not simply serve as manual laborers. Chelsea Joseph, HTS News Force.
And I'm not necessarily, I ain't nothing else to say. I rest my case. And I see Calvin writing thing about Grenada come like Trinidad. We are not saying to have marijuana in the hands of people for recreational purposes. We're not saying that. We are saying that if there are other islands who making use of the business, maybe we can adjust our laws to allow us, I don't know how we're doing it, we could, to allow us to export the marijuana to these people. We don't want it here. You understand? If they want it, send it to them. We don't want it. You understand? We go set up a system. And we go export the business and take the money. School in Granville shutting down because they don't have pipe, they don't have water. Nurses striking because the center can't think. Road, you understand? You understand? Vehicle have to swing here in certain places where the road no good. And I mean, parents talking about they can't send the 3-4 children to school. People going to work hungry. People can't see after the elderly family because you know things tight. Oh God, Darren Sammy is known to be one of the West Indies cricket's best players. He's very animated. He's a St. Lucian. But he, in his own right, is a little star. And so, you know what? He has decided to make a boy's dream come true. And so he did. Now, what this boy wanted to do was to meet Darren Sammy. Listen, don't come and cry on my program, right? I ain't had time for that tonight. No crying on the program tonight. Here is a very beautiful story.
Often wish for the day they meet their hero. It's the stuff their dreams are made of. For a young cancer survivor in Pakistan named Hamza, it is a St. Lucian who features in his dreams. Hamza longed for the day when he would meet St. Lucia's cricket star Darren Sammy.
And I'm desperately waiting for you. I'm for 3 to 4 years. I wanted to meet you and you don't know how much big fan I am. I drawed your pencil sketch on the hospital bed. So this is my picture. So I drawed it when I was in hospital. And
Sammy's management saw the video of the little boy speaking about what would be the visit of his lifetime. Together with Sammy, they made his wish come true.
Oh my God, this kid always come down and pretty.
Hamza, my buddy, what's up, man? I'm good. Hey, Hamza. So you see I kept my promise, right?
Yes.
Thank you, you're welcome. Ooh. This is me.
Oh,
your steps. Oh. Push, this is me. Wow. Wow. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. You're a champion. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You believe that, right?
Yes.
You're a champion, man.
Sammy, who regularly gives back to the underprivileged through his Darren Sammy Foundation, said he was happy to put a smile on the face of a child who has been through so much.
This is touching. If you could be an inspiration to one child, you're doing the job in this world.
Of course, Hamza received a number 88 jersey signed by his hero. 10-year-old Hamza is a cancer patient at the Indus Hospital in Pakistan, and Sammy ensured that he spoke to the other children undergoing treatment.
This is Darren Sammy. As you know, I love this country and I want to send a special message to the children at the Indus Hospital. I know sometimes life could be tough, but I want to tell you, don't give up. Remember, just like Hamza is a champion, all of you guys are champions. And you know why? Because I believe so. You guys are the real warriors. You're not fighting cancer. You're not keeping a smile on your face. And I'm sending you all the love and all the kisses. Mwah, mwah.
Hamza's dream come true day rolled on with some more meet and greets. The young cricket fan also got to meet and have photo ops with a few other cricket stars. And Sammy gave him even more reasons to smile following their visit when he gave a special shout out to the young cancer survivor, tweeting to his over 1 million followers that Hamza's drawing of his hero with broad shoulders really did help him hit some sixes. Sammy thanked his club for making the young boy's dreams come true. Alison Kentish, HTS News Force.
I'll give them a round of applause. That was a nice gesture from Dara and Sammy, a nice gesture from the club, and as well by HTS for highlighting that that good deed. Okay, folks, a man who touched the buttocks of a 72-year-old woman was on Tuesday sent to jail. He was sent to jail. The magistrate told John Charles that carnival was over and he could not just pick up something and run with it. As she made reference to Mr. Killer's Power Soca winning tune. Charles earlier said that he was guilty of indecently assaulting the woman while at the Central Market, in San Fernando. The court heard through police prosecution that on Monday the victim was walking to the washroom when he was approached by Charles. And it's supposed to be she. All right, and he told the woman, "I'm not drunk today," and grabbed her buttocks. A report was made, and police ran the investigation, and so he was charged. The woman said that she had known Charles by seeing him, and I just want him to get jail. That's all. All right. Is the carnival done? All right. And yeah. So he was on bail and so on, and so now he was sentenced. All right. Yeah. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. You understand? You're wrong. Anyway, and Sam Smith comes out as non-binary. All right. He says, maybe I am not a man, maybe I'm not a woman, maybe I am just me. That's Sam Smith, the singer. All right. He says that he thinks like a woman sometimes. He's an English musician. Yeah. Yeah. I know how sensitive we could be about these topics, you know, but yeah. Yeah. So we're running out of time, so I cannot really elaborate on this story. Maybe I'll post it on the business for all later on, you know what I mean? So here going on now. Let's just take some coke, let's drink a coke now, and then we'll come back with the national report and then all fine. Alright, cool. So we're coming back.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
We listened to what you had to say and turn up the old rules, because losing what you paid for is just wrong. Now, lost data and talk are a thing of the past. Only Digicel gives you unlimited rollover data and talk. Just buy and renew your QuickPick bundle before it expires and keep what's rightfully yours. Never lose what you don't use. Go to My Digicel app to bundle up and roll over today. Digicel.
We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over, coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like it with Spice Mass. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa. Grenada for the world. They can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. Split the rum, bring the girls. They can't.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Alrighty then, and folks, it's now time for the National Report.
Government awards 6 island scholarships to top TAMCC performers. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, March 19th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. Government has awarded 6 island scholarships to the top performers at the Cape and Associate degree levels at the T.A. Marisho Community College, following recommendations by the National Award Selection Committee. Those awarded are Tamara Bubb for Natural Sciences, Toya Amede, Natural Sciences, Sydney Walker, Social Sciences, Trevon St. Bernard, Humanities, Tara Thomas, TVET, and Gerald Stewart, Information Technology. The value of each scholarship award is approximately $65,000 per year per student, which means each student will receive financial support of up to at least $195,000 over the course of their studies. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Senator Simon Steele, Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment, Forestry, Fisheries, Disaster Management and Information, said the students will all be bonded and must adhere to the terms of the bonds.
Grenada expends many tens of millions of dollars, in the region of $40 to $50 million per year, on scholarships to our students. And these resources, it's actually taxpayers' money, it's the government money, taxpayers' money that is contributing to these scholarships. And it's important for the individual students to recognize the national sacrifice that is made to afford them the opportunities to continue their studies, and the need for them to give back in terms of national service, in terms of serving their bond. And together with St. George's University, we're actually reviewing once again the bond contract to see how that could be further strengthened to ensure that there is solid enforcement of that bond.
Making specific reference to medical graduates, where he says tens of millions of dollars are spent on training doctors and nurses, Senator Steele says working with the St. George's University, there will be special focus on these scholarship awardees who have not fulfilled the terms of their bonds and who are employed with the university.
We'll be working with SGU to identify those individuals and to ensure that service is provided. They can continue working in their employ at St. George's University, but they need to carve out time to come back and work within our healthcare system throughout the course of their working week, their working month, to fulfill the terms of that bond. And in addition to that, those graduates who have served their bond will be asking for a voluntary program where those medical students can offer their service on a voluntary basis.
These 6 island scholarship awardees announced on Tuesday are in addition to the 25 medical scholarship awards, each valued at $700,000, a total of $17.5 million invested in new doctors. Some of the challenges faced by the Grenville Secondary School regarding sanitation are currently being resolved, with the hope of resuming normal school day activities on Thursday, March 21st. Chief Education Officer Mr. David Andrew provided more information on the current situation, including special instructions for the students regarding Wednesday's Eastern Zonal Games. Details from Annette Moore.
Repairs to the Grenville Secondary School soakaway facility are currently in progress as the Ministry of Education collaborates with the Ministry of Works to ensure proper health and safety standards at the school.
Within the last few weeks, quite a number of things have happened, in fact. Some broken pipes were repaired. The chambers have been cleaned and cleared of all its contents. And today, I think, not just today, but over the weekend, they started working on changing some pipes. The pipes that fed into the soakaway system, we understand, were smaller ones or bigger ones into a smaller pipe, which created a backlog. And so structurally, they needed to change that. In doing that, they encountered some huge concrete slabs, we understand, that made it difficult to progress with the work. Consequently, it rendered some sections of the washroom facility, the females' washroom facility, and the teachers' facility inoperable. And as a result, we've had to send students home yesterday. We were not aware of this before, so we couldn't have avoided that. We do regret that, but we've had to send them home. And as we speak, work is continuing on the site.
Given the current situation, Andrew noted a change in the arrangements regarding students reporting to school prior to the Eastern Zonal Games on Wednesday.
We advise that given that tomorrow is the Eastern Zonal meet, we ask that students of the Grenville Secondary School report directly to Progress Park. So don't go to the school. We are allowing that time for the workmen to expedite the works there so that we can have a resumption of school on Thursday.
The Chief Education Officer also had some words of assurance for parents, teachers, and the public.
We are saddened at the fact that we have to lose instructional time. That's something we guard very dearly. And it bleeds our heart when we have to close school for any reason, really. But the safety and well-being of our students, the gases, the fumes, they could be equally dangerous. And we are caught between a hard place and a rock.
The Chief Education Officer emphasized that the ministry has been monitoring the situation to ensure that neither students nor teachers are adversely affected by the situation.
We want to assure parents and the general public that we are very concerned about student safety and the well-being of all teachers and students on each of our school plants. And so in keeping with best safety practices, we've had to make some of these decisions. And we're also concerned about instruction and contact time between teachers and students. We know that our teachers are going to do all they can to make up for lost time, lost instructional time. And from previous discussions with teachers there when we had the issues the week before, teachers assured me that they were giving additional work through online means because teachers are very concerned about instructional time too. And we appreciate all of that. So we beg your patience as we work with the Ministry of Works and our technical support to resolve this problem.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
This Wednesday, March 20th, we head to the Progress Park for the Eastern Zonal meet of the National Secondary School Games. Come see powerhouses: St. David's Catholic Secondary, St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary, St. Joseph's Convent Grenville, Grenville Secondary, and the Grenada Christian Academy. So this Wednesday, 20th March, Progress Park, and then on Friday, 22nd March, we head to the Hillsborough playing field for the Northern Zone, which features Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College. Admission to all these games absolutely free. Our nation's children still have a dream. The opportunity will shape their destiny. Your games, your future. Progress Park this Wednesday.
Continuing the news, Climate Resilience Minister Senator Simon Steele says government anticipates a successful National Secondary School Games on April 5th. This is despite reports that some principals and teachers are encouraging students not to participate in the zonal games. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Senator Steele said government is pleased with the successful staging of the Western Games in Guelph last week and is hopeful that our schools registered for the Eastern Zone will participate. He said good sense must prevail amidst the current impasse regarding gratuity and work to rule.
We look forward to the continued successes of these zonal games. We look forward to what will take place tomorrow, on Thursday and Friday, and then in the finals on the 5th of April, where we can see our young men and women, our students, our children performing to the best of their ability with the support of the ministry, with the support of principals, with the support of teachers and parents. This is about our children.
Senator Steele stressed that enhancing the future of the students must be foremost in the minds of all.
We're encouraged by the level of participation from some principals, some teachers at the Western Games, and we anticipate that that will continue with the Eastern and the Carriacou Games. All I can say at this time is that we call upon the better judgment of those principals who aren't cooperating thus far, and just reinforce the message that we need to consider what is in the best interest of our children and our students at all times.
Residents of St. John can now look forward to receiving first-hand assistance from officers in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment following the opening of its St. John sub-office. A ceremony was held on Tuesday to mark the occasion. Delroy Louison has details.
The parish of St. John now has a social development sub-office. The Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment hosted a special ceremony on St. Peter's Street in Guelph on Tuesday to officially open the sub-office, which will serve both St. John and St. Mark. The opening of the St. John sub-office holds special significance, coming on the observance of World Social Work Day 2019. Tuesday's ceremony was attended by the Minister for Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, the Honorable Delma Thomas, Parliamentary Representative for St. John, the Honorable Alvin Dabrio, Parliamentary Representative for St. Mark, Dr. the Honorable Clarice Modeste Kerwin, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, Mrs. Veronica Charles, other members of staff of the ministry, and community members. Residents of St. John have been clamoring for an office which will cater to the needs of the poor and vulnerable and those being affected by abuse and other social ills. At the ceremony, the ministry seized the opportunity to award women making outstanding contributions in non-traditional fields of work across the country, since this formed part of the theme for International Women's Day 2019, which was observed on March 8th. Rhonda Campbell was awarded for her contribution as a draftswoman, Wendy Lett, a technician at the Grenada Electricity Company, Grenlick, Reese Sam, Susan Jones Benjamin, and Toya Francis, all of whom are from Guelph, were awarded for their contribution to clothing and accessory designing, dance, and VACO respectively. Two other women awarded were Festina Clement of Carriacou and Diane Donna Alexis of St. Patrick for their contribution to the fishing industry. The Grenada Network of Rural Women Producers also received an award for its support to agriculture and agribusiness. The awardees also received gift baskets compliments George F. Huggins and Company Limited. Following the ceremony, the ribbon was cut and persons got an opportunity to tour the facility. For the National Report, I'm Delroy Louison.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
Leslie Ann, and we want to say thank you very much for the National Report, and let us take a look at the weather, see what's going to be happening for tonight. The generic weather, that is. All right, guys, we see here that the temperature is about 25 degrees Celsius right now, and the minimum temperature for tonight is forecast to be 24 degrees Celsius. Humidity, 79%, sorry, the humidity 79%. And the wind, 11 kilometers per hour. All right, guys, and so that's the generic weather forecast for you. I would like to apologize to the people on WPG10. It seems like you guys are having some issues with your audio. All right, so we apologize to you guys on TV for that issue there. All right. Folks, that's as far as we can go for tonight. Want to say hello to Khadija, Sharon, Camille, Danica, Shireen, Colette, Crispin, Nels, Samantha, Esther, Louisa, Irma, Rayburn. I see Rita as well, Deslane, Suzette, Jem, Rena, Patsy, Kevin. Who else is Mish? How do you say it? Mishi Alexander. As well, we have Rachel, Monica, Danica, Rachel again, Ala, and everyone else. Yes, Shirin, I see you. Ezran and all the crew tuned in. Meryl is there, Mommy is there, my sister Mike, Jennifer, everyone with us tonight. Blessings to you guys. That's as far as I can go for tonight. We wish you all the best, and we will be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, for another interesting Mikey Live program. We have to run, folks. Well, you know the usual. All right. So blessings to you. All right, Jade and Queenie and Angel and Spice Girl. We see you there. God bless you. Have a good night. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja! No. Good night, everyone.